Welcome back, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I am gonna do a little update video here. Got some issues going on. Can't really see it there, but we got carpenter ants farming aphids, which, if it weren't for the fact that they're doing it to my beans, I would say that's a pretty interesting thing. They almost tend them like sheep. It's interesting, but they could screw up my plants. So what I'm going to have to do is take a hose and try to spray it off. But I mean, they're still growing, they're still doing all right. But it's only that one spot too. It's only that one. Those three plants there. These over here have been okay. That one in the middle there, I don't know if it's going to survive, how much of it's going to survive, because it's fallen over three times actually, and it has one of them, I think this one right there is dying because it's come up twice. My wife had the idea of putting another pole in the middle, just going right up the middle, so that's what we did. But other than that, got beans coming in, and I hope they don't start slowing down anytime soon, because we've been getting quite a bit. Pumpkins are doing well. They're spreading all over the place. We actually have, let me see if I can find it, and I'll show you one of the female flowers. Unfortunately, I don't think there was a male anywhere. I don't think any male flowers have bloomed yet, so couldn't pollinate it. There's a flower right, it's going to be coming up right there. There it is. Right there. That was a female. I don't know if it got pollinated. Like I said, I never saw a male flower, but we'll watch it and see if it starts to grow. If not, then we'll know that it didn't get pollinated. And here's my daughters. They're starting to run. I came out the other day and see, when they do this, when they do this, I just pick them up and put them back in the row. I came out the other day and I used some diluted urine to water like a foliar feed. I'm not sure how many times you're supposed to do that, but it's a good foliar feed. My daughter's sunflowers are starting to get really big. This one here is going to bloom sometime soon. So, and the chayote are doing well. They're crawling, and look at all the little tendrils that come out. So yeah, and then I put some of the granular fertilizer. I just put a circle around the longevity spinach and kind of dug it in. So hopefully that'll get a little kick in the pants. I can't remember if I did that over here. I think I did that some in here. These few kale plants that are growing. I may plant some broccoli. Like I said, I think I said in the previous video, I don't know if I'm going to do it from seed or if I'm just going to go get a cutting. No, not a cutting, but a start at a store somewhere and plant it so that it gets going faster. That's not the cheaper way to do it, but it'll get moving along faster if I do it that way. So right now I got my swage hoe out. I'm just walking around looking for anything I need to take care of. I did this the other day, so there's not a bunch to do, but I just like to keep it nice and managed. I'm gonna have to fix that because it's running over here. I'll just put her back there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wish I would have never put mulch in between the rows, because all this that comes up in along the edges. And if I hoe it, it messes up the mulch. So I wish I would have never done that, and I wish I had just left it bare so that I could come along with the swage hoe and just knock it back. I think that would have been easier, but you live and you learn. You know, that's the name of the game with gardening. You figure out what works best, and then you keep repeating that, and then you try other stuff and see if that stuff works, and you keep repeating what works and get rid of what doesn't. At least that's how I do it. I think that's the best way to do it. I think, David the Good has a video about better gardening through experimentation, and he does a lot of experimenting. He's actually doing a big experiment right now at the property he lives on now. He's got I don't remember how large it is, but he's got a group of, I think, 8 or 12 beds, and he's doing each one. He's got one that's the control, so he's not putting any sort of fertilizer or soil amendments, anything on it. And then the rest of them, he's doing various things to them. One bed he's doing nothing but urine. One bed he's doing nothing but Dave's fetid swamp water, as he calls it, which is just a anaerobic. It's an anaerobic compost tea, and it's actually something that it's a South Korean method, actually. As he said, he actually figured that out after he started doing it. And then he's doing one like with Dynagrow only, one with 10-10-10 only, one with, he's doing a no-till, and just on and on and on, different styles, and so it's interesting to see how that's coming along. But yeah, you experiment, you figure out what works and what doesn't work. Experiment with plants, experiment with, methods of growing, and you see what does well for you and what doesn't. There's some general things that will do well and some general things that won't, but other than that, experiment and see what happens. Here's my pear tomato. I gotta see if I bought these. It may not be tall enough. I bought these a while back ago, these little spiral things that are supposed to be for tomatoes. They're pretty much a waste of money, but I've stuck it out here because this one was starting to lean. I'm gonna have some flowers right there. There they are. Yeah, it's doing well. You can see it's gotten taller. I know that there's like a method of pruning them and doing certain things to optimize the fruit production, but I'm really not all that certain what it is. So if you know, leave it in the comments so that I can give it a shot. But the pear tomatoes that I've grown before, they're not quite the same as they're not the same as your big tomatoes, but what I mean is they're not quite the same as, I didn't have to sit and prune them and do all this stuff. It sort of just made tomatoes everywhere. So there's some beans coming out. I mean, we're pretty much picking beans every day, getting some beans off of the plants somehow or another every day. So they're going good. I'm telling you, once these things start, and if they're happy, they keep going and going and going and going. I'm worried that they're not going to be happy because some of them, the leaves look a little sad, but I came out and put in the middle of each of these, I put some fertilizer down and then raked it in. And then it was Sunday that I did that, and then I watered it in, and then we got a whole bunch of rain Sunday night. So if I would have known that, I wouldn't have ran the sprinkler. But the weather forecast said like 15-20% chance, which is not very high, and I figured I need to water in these. There's these probably right here are going to be ready, but I need to water in the fertilizer. How you can tell if they're ready or not, you take the bean and put it up to, I can't really do it one-handed, but you measure it from the tip, your fingertips to your elbow, like your forearm, and if it's about that length, then it's probably ready to go. And like I said, they don't get very, that's about as fat as they're going to get. These are skinny, like the snake beans are skinny, so yeah, but you can see they're all over. So that experiment has been going well, because as I've said before, it's not time for snake beans. Those are, you plant them in the spring, but since we have such a long growing season here, I figured I would give it a shot, and we'll at least get some out of it. I'm hoping that we'll get some out of the pumpkins too. I'm hoping that it won't get cold enough that it'll slow them down or whatever. As you can see over here, I've cut down the cassava. There's some that I'm going to compost. Right here I buried some canes that I'm going to leave there. I may end up moving them because I've kind of thought after the fact, why did I put them there? Because, you know, it's kind of right in the middle of everything. But anyways, put them there, and then I'm gonna keep them, and in the springtime I'm gonna pull them out and plant them again. And there's the stumps. I guess you'd call them stumps. So I gotta come in here and dig up the cassava, but I'm not gonna do that. It doesn't last very long once you dig it up, so I'm gonna leave it in the ground, and then whenever I need it or want it, I'll come along and dig it out. You see, I put the other ones over here out of the way, and I just took the leaves from the cassava plant and I put some, see, I buried it under that mound right there, but I took the leaves from the cassava plant, put them on the bottom, threw the canes in there, put some more leaves on top, and then buried it, so that hopefully that'll insulate it from the cold and keep them until I'm ready to plant them again. Those over there by the that I planted, that I buried by my shed, those are going to be just, I'm going to sell them, try to sell them, but the ones that I planted just in the middle are the ones that I'm going to keep for myself. But I'm going to go over here and I need to take the, excuse me, I'm thinking and I'm not talking, but I need to take the my sprinkler head off so that I can try to spray off these stupid aphids. And this is really hard to do one-handed, and I'm going the wrong way anyway. So you know what? I'm not sure you want to watch me do that. So I think I'm going to end the video here and see what time it is, and if I have time, spray off the aphids, because I'm sure they'll just bring them right back. But anyways, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to head off to work. So thanks for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you on the next video.